My Gavan and Melonin, and well met indeed. I'm Uruk-hai Galu-Isen, head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer, and I'm taking a break from crushing the pathetic Stormcloak Rebellion to return to Isengard and defeat, finally, and hopefully, Lothlorien. At the end of the last episode, of course, we sent Ugluk up to take Lim here, but then Narakian, the Handsome, apparently, something of a famous elven general, is heading down to Rochberg, I think. He may be going to Adrian, but I imagine he's going to Rochberg, and we will need to see him off. I spent a long time at the end of last episode talking about how that is pretty much all of Lothlorien's army now. So we shall be ready to defeat that, hopefully. Saruman is still making his way south. He's got to get through Dunland, but an army in Isengard is being trained to take either Caras Galadon or Minas Tirith. Many of our forces are being shunted to the east, where Muzrad has been forced to take command of our eastern garrison despite his very, very fresh stats. He's going to be up against it if Gondor comes at him properly. But for the moment, he's holding on the bridge of the Mering Stream, and our forces are moving to meet him. We are at Nentan. Let us continue. Oh, dear. That Narakian fight is... I feel strongly within me that we will lose that battle. But the elves need to take so many regions before they gain any form of momentum. So I'm not concerned if they do manage to capture one or two provinces. But he has gone for a Drakan, and we are going to have to stop him. Head him off at the pass, as it were. There isn't a pass, but the metaphorical equivalent of a pass shall be... Oh, we're fighting him. Hang on. We're fighting him in the field of Celebrand, where... No, well, it doesn't affect us. Well, the ancestors of our long-dead enemy once fought for Gondor in this place. And at that time, Lothlorien shielded their charge and their ride south. The Lady of Lothlorien covered the Vale of the Anduin in a fog, so as to disguise Eorl's horde as they charged south past Dol Guldur. And we now fight against the elves in the one place the Rohirrim once achieved victory. That's a very strange way of saying it. Victory. Gondor did not come for us, so Muzrad has time. Oh, Gondor, they did do what I thought they might. Captain Timbrathil is going for Entwide. Idiot. You do that, Timbrathil. You bugger off over there, and we'll see. You guys were heading to Rochberg. Do we really need you to? Yeah, I suppose, because that army's going to die, isn't it? Right, the Isengard army, then you're going to need to Oh, hello. Hello. Welcome to the army, trolls. What have we got in the forts here? We've got 3 units there. We've got... So that's 3 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 more coming. Archers are probably useful, actually. We'll take a couple of them. And then if Saruman can get back, that's Saruman. But I don't... Oh, you bastards. You absolute scumbuckets.
Tired of ordering your own forces.
Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. We're not at war with them, are we? No, we're neutral. Oh, how I hate thee.
Orders. Pick your feet up.
And we can't cross over there either. Right. Go and stand on the bridge. That'll make them think twice. You guys go and stand, get ready to cross as well. They're at war with Dunland, aren't they? Ended Wythe. Enemies, Gondor, Bree, Dunland. Yes, so they don't want me as well. So hopefully they'll ignore me. Fingers crossed. Entwide, prepare yourselves. Timbrethil comes. Oh, look, you guys can get some troops. Yes, please. I'll take all of those. We need a general. We need a secondary commander. Muzrad can't move from the bridge. There's nothing more for it, folks. Narakian the Handsome. Oh, but then we have to attack. That's so bad. We don't want to attack. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. If we go and sit in the castle, then at least we gain the walls. They might siege us, but then will they attack us? Probably not. I don't think we'll beat them in open field. Ah, dear, that's a bugger, isn't it? That's a pain. But the Isengard army is just going to have to go, isn't it? But they're 4 turns away from completion. We can get another All-Thank Guard unit if we wait 4 turns. Nazkai, how close are you? Oh, 3 turns. We'll get a Nazkai unit in there. The other Nazkai are on the bridge with Muzrad. Timberthor, what are you bringing? Can't see. Entwide. We will send some troops over to Entwide though, so that will be alright. Edras, can you get some training? Ah, yes. And our own troops as well. Yeah, take the lot, what the hell. We make money. We make all the money. It doesn't matter. You know what, we're going to go through... We're going to throw caution to the wind, and we're going to assault these elven scum. And We are almost certainly gonna die. The valiant last charge of Aglak. What faces us? Yvan has chosen. They're a trouble. There's some Galadrim guards in there. They're going to be a real challenge. We really should not fight this battle. We absolutely should not fight this battle. It is just definitely going to be a loss. I'm all for a challenge, but there's no point throwing our forces away. At least make it so that we're the defenders. That gives us at least some glimmer of hope. But we can also pull some of those out of there. You're not going to do anything in a dry, can't I? Stop building that. You won't get it. They're never going to win. Once the army dies, they'll take it. We don't want to build anything for them. Oh, you've got a unit for free. No, we can't take it anyway. Right, let's end the turn and see what happens. The elves will come. And I do not think we will have the strength to oppose them until the Isengard army is ready to go. Isengard is a one-settlement army-creating machine. I hadn't realised how powerful and useful Isengard is. I've done almost this entire campaign so far with troops singularly trained in Isengard, apart from the odd trash unit from like places like Edoras and Aldberg, for example. But otherwise, the majority of this has been from Isengard. It is nice that certain settlements are starting to join in the war effort, though. That does give us some boost. But as you've all just seen, Gondor have indeed come. Lothlorien did not attack us. Oh, the return of the Wraiths. The Nazgul have been defeated and their tower emptied of the servants of the Dark Tower, but not for long should its old masters have their way, rallying what forces they could after the rout and gathering several more legions from the Dark Tower. Interesting. Capitalization, uniformity. They now prepare to march on their lay. On which layer? The gelatin layer or the sponge fingers? Those who have taken it shall pay the price for their defiance and will learn why the might of Sauron and his servants is not to be trifled with. Pun intended. Trifled with layers. Get it? Get it. Minas Morgul has been liberated. Does that mean it has been recaptured by the evil nation or lost by the evil nation? Ginyard is built as a slave pit and has a nice queue. Entwide has upgraded to a medium encampment. Oh, bugger. Just as we needed walls, we then upgrade to a crappy orc encampment. What poor timing.
No sleeping here.
Our army meets on the bridge. Timbrethil comes for us. Oh, that's a nice little army, but with no ranged units. Have you got any ranged units? No, but you're a nice army too. Oh, and so are you. And Entwide now has quite a sizable little garrison. You guys go to Entwide, don't worry about the elves. Ignore the elves. Ignore them. We have quite the army assembled there, actually.
No sleeping here.
But we do want you guys to go south. And you fellows, where is Timbrethil going? That's the question. Going to Aldberg for now, and then we've got at least a garrison there. You guys are going to join him, and we'll take away some of the crappier units, like 42 Uruk-hai raiders. What are you guys going to do? You're going to do sod all standing up.
Listen up. Get ready for fighting.
5 slots, but it's on the next turn. Oh no, they've got catapults. No, the bane of
no sleeping here.
Bridge battles.
No sleeping here.
Captain Zagduff, when I click on you, why do you keep opening your icon?
Come on, get ready for fighting.
Keep pressing south, Saruman. We who are needed in the front. We have awoken a slumbering beast. That was the title of the last episode, actually, wasn't it? Slumbering Giant, or The Giant Wakes, or something like that. I thought that was rather inspired. I think the title for this one should be A Trifling Matter.
Listen up.
Right. I don't actually like trifle. I think it's really disgusting.
Listen up.
They didn't attack us, which suggests they fear our force. I shouldn't have unbuilt that. Look, we'd already built 3 turns. Dear, dear, that was poor form. Wouldn't have mattered if we built it anyway. We'd make so much money. Ugluk, why don't you go and stand on that bridge? And then we'll see what they do after that. Oh, Rockberg, you're going to die because I pulled those troops away like an idiot. But Timbrethil will be handled surely by those 4 units. They'll do the job. So some of you will be making your way north, if I could ask. You 4. Go for it. Try and get to Rockberg before it's just too late. We're not moving the Isengard army until it is fully assembled, so we shall wait on that. But come on then, Gondor. Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough. I haven't got my phone in here, have I? No, good. It won't be dinging and making a noise. The turns have slowed down. That's how you know you're getting into the later stages of the game. The nations are growing so big, their turns are taking longer to pass. There's a nice little sweet spot around, normally between sort of turn 20 and maybe about 60, where the turns fly by. But then they do get a little longer as the nations get bigger, because there's just more calculations.
Defend the camp!
And you'd think it would lessen, because there's less nations alive. But it doesn't, unfortunately. If there are 100 territories and they are divided between two nations, this is a very basic example, but if there are 100 territories and each nation has 50 each, then that will take less time for the AI to calculate than if one nation had all 100 of them. Disappointingly. And annoyingly, they've not come for me. They went straight for a Drakan, and we have to attack them. Oh, Western Osgiliath has been rebuilt. I don't want another general, actually. Dale prospers. Send an emissary to the Variags of Khand. Where is my diplomat?
Can I help, my lord?
Go on, then.
At once. Without question, my lord. Yes.
Oh, this is cheap moving there. What does it matter? He would have been able to slip over that bridge. He's Grima, for goodness sake. Character? Grima, 300, 168.
An honor, lord.
Almost stood you on someone. Yes, silently, like the whistling wind. The horses swept through the ghostly forest, pounding steadily past trees, bushes, and foliage. The riders were unrelenting, eagerly approaching their destination, drawn to the dark power yonder to which they were bound. From the top of the Orthanc, the wide valley of Nan Kurenir was clearly visible. The eyes searched for that telling dust cloud, that sign that they had arrived. Then, at a distance, near the edge of the forest, the prize showed itself to the watcher. He eagerly descended from the dark tower and began to walk towards the gate of Isengard. The sage-like character silently exited Isengard and stood, awaiting the arrival of the horseman. The defining moment had arrived. The horseman reached the figure outside the Orthanc and came to a halt. The leading rider dismounted, and the others followed suit. Slowly he approached the figure. "We have come, Lord Saruman. Command us." "I welcome you, O Nazgul, for we have work to do." A cold shadow swept over Isengard, spreading far and wide, blowing through every window and every door, casting a darkness around the hearts of the living. A Nazgul had arrived in Isengard. It has happened! The time has come! The armies can assemble, as, of course, this is the older version, isn't it? Damn it, we don't get the new names.
Listen up!
Boring old Hormarath of Deer and Dwar of War. What a stupid name. Dwar of War. What kind of a town name is Wow? Who thought that name up? I appreciate many of you have a long and clinging sentimentality to the names created by MERP, the Middle-earth Role-Playing Project. Or Middle-earth Role-Playing, I believe is the name. Of course, they are the people that named these Nazgul that many people use. But where in Criminetli's name is Wa? And how do you even say the word wow? What is that word? I've always hated that name. I have to confess that unlike a large chunk of the Better team, and indeed many of you, I detested the MERP Nazgul names. And I just thought they were silly.
Get ready for fighting!
And there we go, I've said it. Not casting shade on them or anything, I just didn't like their name choices. And I humbly submit that mine are much better. I'm joking, by the way, I'm being sarcastic. I don't really like the MERP names, but I don't think ours are like God's gift to names or anything. Right, Muzrad, you have one task, and it is to stand on that bridge and do sod all but stand there. No, why would we do that? We've got a fantastic army. Press the buggers. Go for it, Muzrad. Oh, Angborn the Fearless comes. No, it's a different Angborn. Ignore that. He won't be very fearless. Timbrathil went north to Entwide, as expected. The Horde will follow.
We have completed an objective.
I'll be taking most of your army. Leaving you, oh dear, leaving you with nothing. Entwide, you might get thrown into the... Oh, we get a Merchant's Wharf. Ah, cool. Where's our port? Yes, unique Orcish ports. There's a much better example of a unique Orcish port. They're very, very basic. We only get 1 tier, and then we get a Merchant's Wharf. I really like little things like that. It's always been what I've preferred, to be honest. I much prefer what has always been referred to as coding rather than scripting, and that is like creating buildings, fiddling around with unit stats, things like that. I've always preferred that to any of the scripting stuff, and I like things like that. I think that's really thematic. Right, we've got some Nazgul to play with. Of course, they come with Uruk-hai. Hormarath of Deer, not a particularly fantastic commander, but he's got Nazgul's sword, Nazgul's black robes. Although this version, of course, is before much of Rohur's fantastic ancillaries and traits have been added to the game. So, not as great. Lertz, what should we do with you, Lertz? I'll tell you what, if one of thee could head west, could head east, rather. Dwar, you go over and stop Timbrethil from doing anything. And Hormarath, if you side with Lertz, we are but a turn away from the troll army being ready. Oh, no, we're 2 turns away, damn it. Right, send you lot to the fort then. So go and stand in the fort, yep. So there we are. So in 2 turns, that army will march. So Ugluk, do we instead abandon a Drykarn? I think we should. If we ignored a Drykarn, let Lorien take it, and then combine Ugluk and Lertz's army into one fantastic united force, we can actually probably then take Karaz-Galadon. So if you head south, we will abandon that. You guys go and stand next to him.
Come and get me.
I'm assuming he'll run away now he's seen that Ugluk is a turn away. Or he might attack, we shall see. And Saruman of many colours is still on his way south. He's close. He's getting so close. But we've arrived. Let's see what Gondor do now that we have pushed into their lands. It'll be their blood spilled, not ours. I'm very disappointed that I've not done this when we renamed the Nazgul. It irks me inside deeply. Aha! The elves did attack. Very well. Arandur. It is time. He comes with sentries. Sentinels of Kenan Amroth, Gurthinen, or Gurthinen. Lorien archers, Gurthinen again, and Lorien lancers. So the Gurthinen are rather fearsome. We'll call them Nen, because it's much shorter. So we've got to watch out for the Nen, and other than that, though, it is still relatively early tier Lothlorien forces. I'm really looking forward to the removal of the barracks event, I have to say, because you'll finally start to see, from the tests, the removal of the barracks event is spearheaded primarily by one of our beta testers called Orc Lover, who often suggests many things, and many features of the mod are there for Orc Lover, and he's been a long-standing tester, and he presented to me some results of his having removed the barracks event. And I also really quite like the idea of removing the barracks event, and indeed a while ago I did actually remove the barracks event, but my methodology was poor and it didn't work, and we reverted it almost straight away after some testing. But Orc Lover came with a sort of modified version of what I had done, or just off of his own back. I'm not claiming origin or anything like that. Orc Lover came with the test results, and they were fantastic, and showed that you will actually start to see some elite units that otherwise, because Divide and Conquer is a relatively short campaign, let's be honest, most of you will probably agree. Divide and Conquer campaigns don't last all that long. You've normally, whilst not maybe factually or legally won the campaign, you have factually won the campaign, often quite early. And so you don't tend to see that many late game units. But by removing the barracks event and instead requiring the barracks buildings to simply have another building built first, or something along those lines, you do actually get to see elite units. But it doesn't massively, from his results and his testing, and we shall see from a wider mass test in time, it doesn't actually massively alter the balance from what we can see, because elite units are still very expensive, so trash units are still often favoured by an enemy, because they can get more of them. Oh, you're coming in from directly behind, are you insane? Alright, you're all going to have to run, there's nothing for it. Because
The enemy are battering
we
German
need you.
gates.
We need you sharpish. So we're going to look to get rid of the barracks one, as I say, and it will be replaced with a system whereby, as I already mentioned, it'll be something like your higher tier barracks buildings will require a town hall. I think town hall is the building that we're currently thinking of, because obviously the Wildmen factions only get 3 tiers of each building, so it needs to be a building that they can get. So the town hall, I think, is what it's going to be linked behind. And And the barracks it's balanced in such a way essentially that if you rush for the elite units as fast as you can, you are going to hugely nerf your economy. So a balanced approach is still required. And there are some oddities, of course, which we will work out. But I just think it's far more organic to limit. Your elite units will still start coming out between turn sort of 50 and 70 en masse. Or more like turn 100 en masse, to be honest. But it's more organic to know that you can plot your route to get them. You don't have to just wait for some arbitrary event that many people don't even know is in the game anyway, because they don't read the welcome message. And we get so many reports of people saying, why can't I train elite units? I'm at turn 50. Why can't I train elite units? And we always tell them, read the welcome message, read the welcome message. And so having a more organic way, I've used that word about 5 times, is much, much better, because then people will intuitively understand how they get those elite units. So that's why the barracks event is being removed, because I've seen a lot of people ask why are we removing it, and I can only see positives in why we would remove it, if I'm honest, because it's so artificial and it's so, there's no real reason behind it. I'm not 100% sure why the third aid team did include it in the first place, if I am truly honest. I don't think I think that there are from the testing Orc Lover has shown, and I feel convinced that from our testing following that, there are much better ways to implement a restriction so that the game isn't flooded with elite units.
Defeat seems almost certain.
I am actually quite concerned that defeat is certain, to be honest. Our forces are so underwhelming compared to what we're up against, and these Nen forces are going to slaughter us. As soon as they get in, they are going to do so much damage. They have such a high attack rate. Did you guys throw all of your javelins? I mean, those are only the Lorien Lancers. There's sentries and archers over there. Go around, let's go and try and shut down these archers. Nah, this is definitely a loss. But that's alright, the army of Isengard marches soon, and we will sweep up everything that Lorien takes back. We'll give them a brief moment, a glimpse of hope. A tiny shred of thought that they might survive this, that the oncoming tide of Isengard has been beaten back, and that elven supremacy will reign in the Vales of the Anduin. And then, when the time is right, the horns will sound and the drums will beat, and the army of Isengard will march, and 5, nay 7,000 Uruks will march on Lothlorien, and the Golden Forest will burn to the ground. Captain Herzog has died, though. You will be forgotten, I'm afraid, but don't worry. Your sacrifice, it is entirely in vain, but ignore that. Oh, I completely ignored you and just let them die and attack you. Sorry. I knew that when you know that you're going to die, your brain kind of comes out of it a bit, doesn't it? The white hand flag needs to be amended so the hand is the right way up. That's something I keep forgetting to do. I should write that down. Isengard.
The enemy is no longer in command of the city.
Town Square. Town Square. There we are. Hopefully I'll remember. Right, are we done? Are we done here? Let's just... Oh, we can't exit the battle because you haven't run yet. Come on, guys. Yeah, there we go. Jesus, we only killed 98. Oh, dear. Dear, oh, dear. I think moving Ugluk back was a very wise idea. I think he would have been slaughtered by Narakian. And we can't afford that. It's rare that we get to listen to this song, actually, isn't it? Because I'm such a masterful general, of course. We only really ever hear the victory song. I am, of course, joking again. I'm quite a terrible commander, but I'm able to win, and I think that tells something that the mod isn't as hard as others can suggest. Why have you pulled away from a Drykarn? It's way more important than Rockburg. What? Lothlorien has absolutely no coordination. They're just throwing their armies around. Like a bully on a playground. Don't know what they're doing, they're just attacking anything they can. Gondor have left us alone, though. Gondor appreciates that they have stoked the wrong beast. And they're rapidly retreating from the cave they've accidentally stumbled into. We'll crush them. This is a day of metaphors, isn't it? We started with Trifle, and now we're dealing with orcs in caves. We're going all the way around. Ered Luin are doing well. That's always interesting to note. Timbrethil has buggered off.
No sleeping here.
There we are. Dwarves takes command. We'll take them on. Oh, Gondor does try and answer the call.
Come on.
Come at me then, fools.
Destroy them.
Istvan and the Guard of Osgiliath are trapped in Calenhad, but Brandir comes. Oh, he looks like a tower, a fountain guard. That's cool. Brandir, I note, has a couple of trash units from what we can see, and he's wasting spaces on Ballister. Ballistae. Ballistae are useful if the enemy has something really, really elite or like trolls or something like that. But against general trash factions like Isengard, or we're not a general trash faction, but we still have a lot of units. Those Ballistae are going to prove useless. We shall circumvent them very easily. Saruman, you're almost out of Dunland. You've just got to get past Dunyard and hope they don't get annoyed. Oh, hello, Huntmaster Frecker. You're still Huntmaster. That means that perhaps their faction leader hasn't died. They haven't even built a road into... Oh, that's where our road connects. That's so stupid. Why doesn't it go out that way and straight down? Ugh, roads are so hard to make do what you want. Lots of people think that we paint the roads on ourselves, but we don't. The roads are auto-generated by the game, and it's really challenging. Well, we'll train those, but we won't get them in the army. It's really challenging to get them to go where you want. You have to play around with features on the campaign map to divert roads. For example, one of the surefire ways of moving roads are thickets, like these. Dense forests that you can't go through, because roads can't cut through dense forest. So you can use dense forest to try and divert the road to where you want it to go. And that's one of the tricks if you ever come into modding. The other one, of course, being terrain. You can put mountains and things like that down, which sometimes helps. But the best one is putting invisible, impassable terrain. That one always works rather nicely. Because on the battle map, it looks like nothing. The best example of this is south of Harad. Like, there's no visual indicator here that you can't go south. But of course, once you get to a certain point, you just can't go south anymore. Because there is a hidden, impassable terrain that we have painted on the floor. And that one also works, because roads can't go through it either. Ugluk, Rochberg. If you attack Rochberg, they're just gonna crush you, and we need the other army. So fully pull back. You guys go over to Tirith Anduin. I'm really not bothered about holding these two. They're rubbish. Rochberg is nothing, and a Drakhan. If they take a Drakhan, they take a Drakhan. We're in it for Garros Galadon. So, but Saruman is now only 2 turns away, and the trolls are only a turn away. So I think Saruman will be used to lead the army. And he'll take the Nazgul with him, which means Lurtz. I don't really want all 3 of you in an army. So Lurtz, if you hang back, and you can take the next army, because we're still making money. Oh, I forgot to move Grima. Sorry. Oh, Khand have upgraded Tirathoros. Can we zoom in? Oh, yes, slowly. And what about moving? Can we move? I've given it a D and a W, but no, nothing's happened. We can zoom in. That seems to be about it. But there's a Haradrim general standing in the way anyway, so we can't see past him. Next week, of course, a week today, in fact, when you're watching this, or if you're watching it on the day it released, the first Monday of May will, of course, be a lore video. But I'm a bit out of ideas, to be honest. So I would absolutely love it if you could post comments in the description saying what you would like to see as a lore video, because I've got all week to prepare. So please do let me know in the comments what you want to see, what you think would be an interesting lore video. Last time, of course, it was the Shire. So we're taking that as our base point. But I will fight this battle for you, despite us closing in on a 30-minute mark. Because we haven't done too much else today, have we, other than lose? So it's nice to see us win. And this is a key battle. So we are attacked by Brannan, who is coming from behind us. Brandir is going to be coming in from our right-hand side on the battle map, and Istvan is going to be the one who's actually behind us on the battle map. So if we pull to our left, they'll all be in front of us. Istvan comes with Guards of Osgiliath, and he himself just has the General's bodyguard. He's got a bard with him, keeping them all happy. Captain Brannan has Guards of Osgiliath again, and he is the captain, so you've got to remember that. There are 2 units of Citadel Guard, and there are a few Gondor infantry peppered amongst the masses, but generally speaking, that's an average Gondorian army. Brandir, on the other hand, Brandir's got Citadel Guard. He's got a Caspel, that's annoying. He's got 2 Ballista units. Ithilien Rangers are in there. It's got a couple of cavalry as well. That'll be a bit of a problem. But again, actually quite an average army. The problem is that we are massively outnumbered. I've already saved it, but we'll save it again. We've got Nazkai. We've got Uruk-hai, crossbows, pikes, and infantry. We've got Dunlending archers to answer their own. We've got Wargs to try and shut down their cavalry. We can do this. The battle for Calenhad will be marked as one for the ages. The victor here will surely turn the tide on one or the other. I'm surprised Gondor can throw this many forces at us. Are Mordor not on their doorstep?
For the moment,
By the blood of their people are our lands not kept safe? They've gone for a night battle. I'm not really sure why, because it makes very little difference. I don't actually know. I wonder if it affects your morale in any way. But I'm going to cheese, I'm afraid, and pull to this corner here and stand on this hill. I'm not going to go to the actual corner, because I don't like to fully cheese. But we will go to this corner. And as expected, they're all coming in from in front of us. So we've got this hill-like range. So let's give it a pause. Which one attacked us? Brannon attacked us. So the army with the siege is coming in from the farthest possible corner. So we've got a long time before they arrive, which should hopefully give our wargs plenty of opportunity to get out into the field and shut their siege down. That's the hope. But how best to defend this hill-like setup? I think pulling down to the side, maybe. So all ranged forces, please don't run away. You guys don't run away, that's good. Yeah, we'll take you. You're the archers, so you can go slightly further up the hill, make use of your range. Crossbows. You guys also on the defense. Where do we want you to go? Slightly in front, pull to the sides. No, let's just go for an archer line. You guys go in front. Right, defensive-minded forces. Oh, we've got a lot of defensive-minded forces. That's nice to see. You all group up. Please do defend. Move yourselves into a nice long line like that, and we'll meander you as the need arises. Nazkai, if you can just go behind for now, because you're going to throw your bombs first of all. Javelins, likewise. Just fill in the small little gaps. And throw things at our enemies. You guys come on the flank and assist. And General, if you come on this side over here for the moment. And Wargs, hang back. We'll worry about you in a second. Right, everybody into positions. Go, 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 go. This battle might test the system a little because, of course, there's a lot of forces on the field. And the game doesn't really like having over 8,000 forces. No, we've got about 7,000, haven't we, on the field, I think. In terms of every single unit on the field, not just our own troops. Alright, our line is ready. Should we have a look at the wonderful Nazkai? Nazkai can hide anywhere. No, we're in a trees. It's because we're in trees. Right, we've got the benefit of apparently most of our army being hidden, which is nice. But I am chiefly concerned about shutting down their siege with our cavalry. I'm not too bothered about using it as sort of real cavalry, if you will. Gondor spearmen making their way up the hill, coming under barrage of arrow fire. Territorial guardsmen. We've got a nice little hill to defend. We've got plenty of ranged forces. The stars are creeping through the blackened sky and the moon is full. All of the omens point to our success. I can't even remember our general's name, but I'm sure we're going to honour you in pride today, sir. Shower you in as our Uruk-hai demonstrating the faster crossbow shooting technique while the peasant-like sentries turn their backs. And away they go, wasting them on Gondor infantry of all things, really. But what can you do? Oh, what was that? Oh, the Nazkai fired their bombs. Next. Ready. Go on, lads. Go on. Give it to him. Here we go. And we're in. Boom, 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 boom. Saruman's fire burns bright. Right, run away before they trap you. Well done. Well done indeed. Perfect execution of the flee when the time calls. If you're wondered, by the way, about how I turn all of the UI off at once, I just have a macro on my mouse that presses the 3 UI buttons. For me, they are F5, F6, and F7, and I'm sure they are for yourselves if you use the minimalist UI as well from the game's settings. And as I say, I just set up a macro to hide them.
Victory will be ours.
And it is, for me, because I use a Rokat Kone Amo, which is an interesting name, and one of the coolest features of it is the middle mouse button has a mouse click to the left and the right. So if you lean the middle mouse button to the right, that's a button, and it's so useful. It's so intuitive. Because your hand obviously is naturally there. It's just another excellent use for your fingers without having to pull them away from the main 2 mouse buttons. And I really like it. I've just noticed that the main army under Brandir is not coming, so we will pull our wargs back to assist. Because we're shredding this force. Nazca, have you used all your bombs? Could really do with you using them on a target that's worthwhile. Hit that Gondor infantry with them. Nice. They're not wildly effective, the bombs, to be honest. They're more of a just a... They're slightly better than javelins, but they were more just a way to set the Nazkai apart still further. But you see, they only really hit about one man each. And many of those men even get up. They could actually do with being considerably stronger. They are quite pathetic, I've just realised. You walking head-on into Citadel Guard is not how I envisaged using you. Alright, we're past them, So, here we go. Who's this over here? There you go, go and shut them down. You guys go for the generals. No, general's bodyguards are spear units. Just charge up and hit the territorial guardsmen. And you charge into the Gondor infantry. Nazkai, burst through that line and shut down those guards of Osgiliath. The Wargs approach from behind. Does our line waver anywhere? No, our line's barely even used in most places. Remember that Nazkai are relentless, so they will not get staggered. Like you just saw that gentleman there block. That's what staggering is. So when he takes that hit, he blocks, which means he can't then attack. And the Nazkai do not do that. They just keep going and going and going and going and going. Territorial guardsmen have been broken. The line is crumbling across the board. Gondor militia are routing. Oh, Gondor, what a sorry day. What a sorry day. The might of Gondor, this famed military nation, with testament and strength and skill and accolade dating back over 3,000 years. And Isengard, who have taken all of about 10 years to prepare, are crushing you like you are nothing. The lineage of Numenor, it seems, died some time ago. Your folk are weak. Ready to be usurped. No, Nazkai. Turn. Take on the Citadel Guard. Oh, what a leaping charge. Where are our Wargs? They're over there on the side. You can charge those Gondor militia. And 50 of you, there's nothing fighting you anymore, is there? Pull away. Let's send in the reserves, the units that are untouched. And who is that at the back? Half-Orc Spear Guard will get you in the rear. I don't think Brandir is still... No, Brandir is not coming. I'm going to have to probably edit out the end of this video. Or I suppose I could just, once we're sure that Brandir is not going to come, I can just end the episode there. Alright. You ready? Did you have any javelins left, javelin guys? Oh, yeah, you do. We're going to need to support the Nazkai, though. They will die if left unattended. But we have Wargs for this purpose. Citadel Guard not facing the right way. 87 of them. 60, 50, 40. Down they go. Down they go. Although they will slaughter our Wargs, so pull them out. Saving the Nazkai and then instant death for our enemies. What's going on over here? Ah, the guards of Osgiliath made it through. Shut down those generals' bodyguard. Nazkai do the same. There were 45 of them, and they are now 30 of them.
The enemy are badly bloodied.
Nazkai will absolutely shred them. Nazkai, of course, they do just look like upgraded berserkers. There's no real way around that. Well, I suppose we could create a bespoke unit, but they look really good. So. Also, the berserkers do actually... The berserker doesn't get the sort of fan helmet that the Nazkai get when they upgrade. So there is that difference. Right. Reform the lines. Guards of Osgiliath. How many are left? 47. So, pair. I don't think Brandir is coming. Either he's bugged out or he's purposefully not coming. Well, he's definitely not bugged out because all of his forces are on the field now. And he is sort of moving towards us. And not sort of, he is moving towards us. I think Brandir is coming. Very well. We've killed all of your friends and now we shall kill you too. Someone put down Istvan. Where is Istvan? We must reform. How many Citadel Guard remain? Oh, Osgiliath Guard. 19. Dear. Come on, guys. Right, ranged units. You got anything left? No, you are all out. Dear, oh dear. So let's stand you on the top of the hill and get you out of the way. Enemy general has fallen. It's happened. I want all of you to go back into defensive mode. You're going to be in defense. So are you. You're going to join the line. You two will be on attacking. Is that everything? No. Oh, yes it is. Right, okay. Pikes and spears and pikes. You're going to form the main line. We'll move over here, I think. Do we want to move over here? No, why? Makes them move even further. We'll just stand there. Alright, form a nice straight line. Perfect. You and you. Flank. You and you. Other flank. You won't be hidden, I'm afraid. Nazkai, go behind them. General, right hand side, go behind them. Archers and crossbows, you may be called into the fight, so just stand and be ready. We'll take the weaker ones first. Just so we're ready when the time comes. Right, wargs. I know their cavalry's on the left, so we don't want to go onto the left. Well, that one looks like it's moving to the right, though. But we want to shut down the siege. Got some catapults there. I know that you guys are going to be knackered by the end of this, but it's worth it. Move into positions. Oh, it looks like they're going to stop and try and get you. Yes, they are. Idiots. These wargs are hungry. They're shooting us. They're stopping to shoot us.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Who is that there? Archer militia of all things. Come on. I'm not bothered if you take arrow losses. We just need things like the catapults dead. Go. Shut them down. And where's the other baluster unit? Reforming on the hill by the looks of it. Oh no, there it is. There it is. There it is. Go for that one. Did you guys kill all of them? Oh, it looks like you did. There's only 2 guys left. Yes. Perfect. But our lines have met. You guys go and get involved. Hold. They're not coming around on the right hand side, so we can pull these units around. Perfect. The wargs are fleeing. They've not killed enough.
The battle is very much in our
Why are
favor.
you guys
Victory will
fleeing?
be ours.
You killed all the catapult crew. Come back. Blow your horn. Come on, guys. I've never known that horn to actually work, I have to confess. Although it just did. Oh, perfect. Ignore me. Ignore me. Right, you guys come over here. Come with them. There's 25 baluster crew up there that are reforming. Go and shut them down. Right, back to the main line. Let's zoom in. Yes, as expected, they're all coming down the middle. Our left-hand side is totally free. Although there's that unit there, Citadel Guard. We're sending the worst unit to take on the Citadel Guard, that's alright. The Benin Marines down the middle. Up against our spears. Ah, bugger, they're shooting our archers. What? You charged your Athelian Rangers in? Are you insane? Oh dear, Gondor. Gondor, 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 Gondor. You guys had a death wish. Rather fall at the hands of Isengard than Mordor, is that what it is? Right, the catapult's dead, 1 baluster unit is dead, the other is soon to fall. And we've got a Gondor militia following us around. Like an adoring fan. Oh, Aop, Aop. 2 catapult crew survived and are able to carry on firing. Are you kidding? That is ridiculous. How are we doing elsewise? Elsewise? That isn't a word. Don't use that in English. It's not a word. You guys have done well. Gondor cavalry is clearing off. Right, you curl in and hit them. You go down and support. Who's this here? Territorial Guardsmen. What are they up against? Uruk-hai infantry. What do we want? Death. When do we want it? Now. Right, you fellows. You are going to have to get involved. Sorry, everyone. Sorry, everyone. It's just the way it's going to come to be.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
But you are going to have to get involved. You guys go with them. They're creeping around on that right-hand side, so you charge that farmhand pikeman. You charge that farmhand pikeman. You curl around and support with them. Wargs, are they coming for you? Yes, they are. Just run over there. Get this out. Citadel Guard. It's a threat. Where's the cavalry? Where did it go? No, it charged and then ran. I don't know why. Alright, break through the middle. Overwhelm them with numbers. That is all we have left. That is what we shall do. Beast Slayers, though, are actually a relatively good melee unit when they finished with their bows, so those ones we do want to get involved. I think they're actually quite a good melee unit. Melee of 6, defense of 15, and that's not bad at all. Obviously they're cavalry slayers, really, but no, we don't have any cavalry to slay. It's over here already dead, so that doesn't matter. We need to get someone to support, though. These territorial guardsmen in their fantastic-looking armour are getting through our Uruk-hai infantry. Who's that down there? Archer militia. Cavalry? Wargs, there is a task now that must be done. Beast Slayers push through. Someone needs to help. Oh, that's Gondor infantry. That's not Gondor militia. There's another unit of farmhand pikemen. Are you joking? Where are our Nazkai? Are they all dead? No, the Nazkai all died. Despite their power, prominence, and skill on the field, they can still be crushed. Speaking of being crushed, there are more Gondor cavalry alive than we first thought. Right, you stop that Gondor militia, and then the Wargs will hit them in the flank. Go for it, into position, and go. Let's turn it off, let's make it a little cinematic, shall we? Oh, our Wargs are absolutely knackered, they're getting almost no charge speed. But still, desired effect. The militia are crushed beneath their hooves. They don't have hooves, they're pads? Claws, maybe? Oh dear, this episode is is getting on. Sorry, everyone. Oh, our Wargs are bouncing. We're going to win, though, aren't we? Yeah. We've had a unit run away. Territorial Guardsman pulled away from our general, who is taking a right pounding. I say we're going to win.
Only half the enemy force remains.
It's now looking a little risky. Oh, more farmhand pikemen knocking around. Come on, that Gondor militia was utterly smashed. Why are they not dead? Oh, what's happening with you? Yes, go for those territorial guardsmen. Let's clean up one of the wings. Let's at least get one side of our battle clear, so that we can start flanking around. We've got a unit there not really doing out.
Only half our force
You could
remains.
be much better utilised charging in the back. Come down here. Is that unit running away? Ah, no, they're reforming to deal with you. Ha! Brandir seems to know what he's actually doing. Well, I mean, in as much as one can. Oh dear, speaking of know what they're doing, they're about to decapitate the head of our snake. Oh dear, and our army down. They lost! You scum! We totally had them. What's happening over here on the left? Gondor infantry. And who are you taking on? Beast Slayers. Oh, an Uruk-hai crossbows. Come on, guys.
Our army is tiring.
My bravado now seems to slip away with the time. Jesus, this is gonna be an hour long by the time this finishes. I don't like them being an hour long. Come on, everyone. Come on. Oh dear, we're going to need... This is going to have to be Lurtz's job. He's going to have to come to the front on the east. Muzrad has proven to be a poor command. Is this Muzrad? It is, isn't it? We're at Callanhad, aren't we? I'm still going to call the episode a Trifling Matter. And I still would very much like your thoughts on what to be in the next lore video. For the moment, we're just going to play a little game of cat and mouse as Muzrad runs away from the enemy general. And we've still got a large contingent of forces there, and you guys aren't best utilised charging in the back like that. There you go, attack on the flank. We must outnumber them surely, and you must be winning over here. 58 fireman pikes, territorial guardsmen. They've left Muzrad alone. We can run him down there. We've got 8 wargs that are hidden down there. That militia in the back. 84 Gondor infantry over there. I think they're going to beat us. Oh no, look, they pulled the bodyguard out. They pulled the damn bodyguard out. Oh, good charge, wargs. Good charge. Good charge. Now run away. Go for those territorial guardsmen on the hill there. I think the tide is turning. I think we'll lose on the left. I think we're going to hold and win in the middle. Oh, we've still got a pike unit alive. At 92 strength as well. Go over there. Go, 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 go. I know you're knackered, but get those pikes down and hit that infantry square in the face. Pikes down. Hit them. They'll slowly carve through them from... Yes, look at that. The numbers drop away. Perfect. So now the middle outnumbers the foe that it is up against. There's still 53 General's Bodyguard alive. Oh, the right-hand side is one. Yes, this is in. This is in the bag. Although, they've sent someone to curl around. Go for the Citadel Guard. Go for the Lebanon Marines. We've got We've got far wags somewhere. We've got 4 wargs somewhere. Over there. Move them out. In the back. Nice. This is it. We've done it. The pikes are going to reign supreme. Hold your lines. Stand firm. Spears out. Oh dear, the Gondor Spearmen are so much better than us. Just for an example, Beast Slayers, 8 melee attack, 15 defense. This one must have a few experience points. General's Bodyguard, 13 attack, 32 defense. They are quite literally twice better than us. Just shy of. So they will slaughter us. That is where all of our thought and process must now go. But it is over. The left-hand side is now won as well. We've done it. Sheer numbers, will, and Muzrad's command has assisted. Pikes are pushing back in the central line. Dunlending pikes, supported by Uruk-hai pikes. The General's Bodyguard is sandwiched between hatred and villainy. And down they go, one by one. Gondor's hope extinguishes with the lives of these men. We'll speed it up as we tick away the final days of this battle. Final moments. It's not taken days. Jesus, it really has taken almost 30 minutes. The time limit turns. Yes! 1,670 Uruks lost, and over 3,000 of them fell. Casualties inflicted, highest, almost all of them. Blimey, so many 200s. No one really outshines anyone, but the technically highest is 256 Warg Marauders. Well done. Well done indeed. Note that I swap between Wargs and Wargs. Pronounce it how you will. And 246 Nazkai. The Nazkai killed 246. They didn't even survive the entire battle and still managed to kill more than almost anyone else. That is insane. As many people keep pointing out to me, there is a casualties healed column that I keep forgetting to read. And note that the number in the brackets is the number slain by friendly fire. So 23 Warg Marauders were actually killed by our own units. Now, given that the battalion only starts with about 70 men, a third of them were killed by us. Which is ridiculous. But a well-fought battle. Calenhad falls, the east falls, but we do not have enough troops to hold it. We will need to ship more forces out. And despite my saying it, and I'm disappointed that this video has lasted nearly an hour. That was not my intent at all. But I'm sure many of you will say we don't mind, we like it. But I don't like them being an hour. 30 minutes, I think, is a good sweet point. You know, you're having breakfast, maybe you're having lunch, something to watch while you're doing that. That's certainly how I watch YouTube anyway. I tend to go for 15-minute videos, if I'm honest, because I do, as I say, watch them with breakfast and lunch. But anyway, let's kill all of these.
We've destroyed the enemy!
Sack the settlement. We regain sight range. That was such a crushing victory for us. That is really going to hurt Gondor, and Lurtz should be able to then sweep through and take Minas Tirith. Saruman will take Galadon, and Lurtz will take Tirith. It has been decreed. But that is going to end the turn, and with it, I'm going to instantly end the episode, because I must go in the shower, actually. I quite fancy one. But there's Tirithoros, there's Khan's strategy models. Or Gorgrima, just talk to them for the moment. Got map information as well, friends? Go on. Yeah, go on, what the hell. I've got money coming out my ears, and you're bankrupt. Oh, you're called Palando. The Blue Wizards have had such an effect on the peoples of Khan, they've begun to name their children after them. But that is going to end the episode. So in the next one, of course, we shall revisit the elves and return to dealing with the threat they pose, which is at the moment sizable. But with the army of Isengard and Saruman's return, we will be able to crush them. But for now, that'll be all. So thank you very much for watching, and until we speak again on Wednesday with Dol Amroth, please do post your comments about what you'd like to see in a lore video. But until then, Navarre den Pedamad Melonin, and farewell.